Around the World in 80 Days. Jules Verne was a French writer who wrote many books on adventure, travel, exploration, and science fiction. In 1873, he wrote an exciting book called Around the World in 80 Days. The book describes the adventures of a gentleman named Mr. Phileas Fogg and his servant Passepartout, who set off on a journey around the world because Fogg placed a bet with his friends that he could do it in 80 days. That is why the story was named as Around the World in 80 Days. So these are the characters in the story. We'll find them out. Let's start with scene 1. Spotlight on the left front of the stage in front of the curtain. A man dressed in a suit sitting in a chair, looking at an old-fashioned watch on a chain. Narrator. Mr. Phileas Fogg was an English gentleman who lived by himself in Savile Row in London. He was not married and seemed to have no relatives. Though he did not hold a regular job, he seemed to be quite rich. He went to his club, the Reform Club, every day without fail, but did not go around town too much. So you can be asked this question, name the club where he goes. So the name of the club is Reform Club. Even his friends did not know much about him, except that he was a man with an orderly mind and regular habits. Regular habits means regular mannerisms, right? Means he used to follow a specific timetable. He used to do specific things every day, like we used to do every day, right? Who lived by the clock. He did the same things every day at the same time to the minute. So he was very particular about his time, about the things he always do on a specific time. So today, 2nd October 1872, Mr. Fogg has just dismissed his previous servant because he brought in water for shaving that was 2 degrees colder than it should have been. So he was very particular about everything. A man enters from the left and approaches Mr. Fogg. Mr. Fogg, have you come about the job? The man. Yes, sir. My name is Jean Passepartout. Mr. Fogg, well, I hope you can stick to time. I get up every morning at 8 o'clock. I want my tea and toast at exactly 23 minutes past 8. We shall bring in my shaving water at 37 minutes past 9 at 84 degrees Fahrenheit. I have my bath and dress at 20 to 10. I leave the house exactly at half past 11 for the Reform Club. I have my meals at the club and come back home at midnight. This is my invariable routine every day. Invariable means unchangeable routine every day. I will tolerate no change or delay in anything. What is the time now? Passepartout. It is 22 minutes past 11. Means it's 11:22, right? Mr. Fogg, you are 4 minutes too slow, but it does not matter. Then from this moment, 26 minutes after 11 a.m., Wednesday, 2nd October 1872, you are in my service. I am going to the Club now and we will be back at midnight. Please look at the instructions in the pantry and follow them. What is pantry? A small room which is usually near a kitchen where all kitchen items are being kept. Narrator. After engaging Passepartout, Phileas Fogg reached the Reform Club and went at once to the dining room, where he took his usual table. His lunch was ready for him. At 12:47 p.m. he rose and went towards the large hall, where he read newspaper till the dinner hour. After finishing dinner at 5:40, he went back to the card room and waited for his friends, Andrew Stuart, John Sullivan, Samuel Fallentin, Thomas Flanagan, and Gauthier Ralph, to join him at 6:10 p.m. On any other day, Mr. Fogg would have played whist, a card game, with his friends till midnight and would have then gone back home. But 2 October, or you can say 2nd October 1872, was different. While Mr. Fogg and his friends were playing whist, there was a discussion about a bank robbery that had been reported in the paper that day. £55,000 have been stolen, and it was said that the thief had fled the country in the guise of an English gentleman, means in the disguise. Guise means disguise. Scene 2. The curtain opens to reveal a card room at the Reform Club. The 6 men are seated in their chairs and are in the middle of a conversation. Playing cards are on the table and Mr. Fogg arranging them carefully. So you can see Mr. Fogg and his 5 friends, right? Now, Mr. Stewart, The world is large enough for the man to disappear. Mr. Fogg, it was once. Now you can go around the world in 80 days. Mr. Sullivan, presenting a newspaper. That's true. That is what it says here. Mr. Stewart, but that doesn't include bad weather, shipwrecks, railway accidents, and so on. I am willing to bet £2,000 that it cannot be done. All included, I would like to see you do it in 80 days. Now, Mr. Stewart was challenging Mr. Fogg. Mr. Fogg, I will bet £20,000 against anyone who wishes that I will make the tour around the world in 80 days or less. Do you accept? The others consult briefly. Then all five together speak, we accept. Mr. Fogg, writing out a check. Good. The train leaves for Dover at 8:45 p.m. I will take it. As today is Wednesday, 2nd October, I shall be due here on Saturday, 21st December at 8:45 p.m. exactly after 80 days. Or else this check of £20,000 will belong to you, gentlemen. The curtain is drawn. Narrator speaks as Mr. Fogg and Passepartout mind the actions of the narration. Meeting, speaking, packing, and leaving in front of the curtain left stage. Narrator. Saying this, Mr. Fogg hurried back home. It was 7:25 p.m. by his watch. On reaching home, Mr. Fogg informed Passepartout that they would leave home in 10 minutes. He ordered him to pack a carpet bag. By 8 p.m. the packing was done and the men left for the station. At 8:40 p.m. they were seated in the first class carriage to Paris, and 5 minutes later the train slowly glided out of the station. So at 8:45 p.m. on Wednesday, 2nd October 1872, Mr. Fogg and Passepartout departed from London. The narrator continues as Mr. Fogg and Passepartout walk across the stage left to right. A man with a small notebook comes out from the left and follows them across the stage, making notes all the while. Scene 3. Narrator. Unknown to Mr. Fogg, he was being followed by a detective named Mr. Fix. Now, the man which we read here, who was carrying a small notebook and was writing notes, was Mr. Fix, and he was a detective. And he has been dispatched from Scotland Yard, London, in search of a bank robber that all of London was talking about. What is Scotland Yard? Scotland Yard are the headquarters of Police Force of London. In fact, it was the same bank robber Fogg's friends have been talking about and because of whom Fogg had made the bet. Fogg matched the description of the robber and was an English gentleman, and so Fix decided that Fogg must be the criminal. Fix boarded the steamer to Bombay with the travellers hoping to arrest Fogg. Mr. Phileas Fogg and Passepartout had many adventures in their journey around the world, though they did not stay anywhere for very long. As the journey was very short of 80 days, so that is why they were not able to stay at a particular place for a long time, right? In India, Mr. Fogg rescued the beautiful Ioda from certain death and she accompanied them on the rest of the journey. After many nail-biting adventures means very thrilling adventures, very exciting and thrilling experiences. So after many nail-biting adventures, Mr. Fogg, Ioda and Passepartout reached Liverpool, England at 11:40 a.m. as he thought on 21st December and only 6 hours away from London and from winning the bet. Narrator continues when Mr. Fogg and Ioda walk across the stage. Passepartout follows them with luggage on a trolley. Mr. Fix follows them a few steps behind. Mr. Stewart, getting up from his chair and walking towards the clock. Well, gentlemen, in 20 minutes the time agreed upon between Mr. Fogg and ourselves would have passed and we will know Fogg has won or lost. Now all these 5 gentlemen, Fogg's friends, were waiting for him to arrive at that place at Reform Club and finish his bet. Mr. Flanagan, what time did the last train arrive from Liverpool? Mr. Ralph, at 23 minutes past 7 and the next one doesn't get here till 10 past 12. Mr. Stewart, well gentlemen, if Phileas Fogg had come in by 7:23 train, he would have got here by now. We can therefore consider the bet as won. Mr. Fallentin, let's not be too hasty. You know Mr. Fogg is very eccentric. Eccentric means slightly strange, a very odd person. His punctuality is well known. He never arrives too soon nor too late. because he was a very punctual person, right? I shouldn't be surprised if he arrived at the door at the last minute. Mr. Stewart, why, if I saw him now, I would not believe it. Mr. Flanagan, Mr. Fogg's project was absurdly foolish. Whatever his punctuality, he could not prevent the delays, which were certain to occur, and even a delay of 2 or 3 days would mean the failure of his project. Mr. Sullivan, we have received no news of him at all. There are telegraph lines all along his route. There has been no news of that detective Fix either. Telegrams have been sent to America and Asia, but no one has heard anything of them. Mr. Stewart, the China, the only steamer on which he could have got here, arrived yesterday. His name was not on the passenger list. He has lost, gentlemen. Looks up at the clock. Only 5 minutes more. All look at each other. The tension is unbearable. Mr. Flanagan, in an attempt to break the tension, shall we play a rubber while we wait? So, rubber is a card game, okay? All silently agree. As the cards are shuffled, all their eyes are on the clock, which ticks away loudly in the absolute silence. Mr. Ralph, as the cards are dealt, 18 minutes to 9. The players pick up the cards and arrange them. Mr. Flanagan, 2 minutes more. There is total silence in the room except for the ticking of the clock, tick tick, and the muffled sound of the crowd from outside. Mr. Sullivan, with suppressed excitement, 60 seconds to win. The players now stop playing and silently count off the seconds. At the 25th second, there is a roar of hurrahs from the crowd outside. The players rise to their feet, and almost immediately the door to the saloon opens and Mr. Phileas Fogg appears, followed by a crowd of people. Mr. Fogg, here I am, gentlemen. See, here you can see the clock also, the time and the date as well. Narrator. All this time, Mr. Fix was also following Mr. Fogg. He was waiting to get onto British soil to arrest Mr. Fogg, and did so in Liverpool. In mime, Mr. Fix arrests Mr. Fogg. Mr. Fogg and Passepartout protest, and then Mr. Fogg is released as the narrator speaks the next part. Poor Mr. Fogg was put into jail, and his hopes of winning the bet came crashing down. By the time everyone realized that Mr. Fogg was not the bank robber, it seemed too late. Mr. Fogg and Ayoda standing right stage looking very sad and dejected. Mr. Fogg, I am so sorry, it is now too late to reach the club in time to win the bet. I am a poor man, Ayoda, but I welcome you to my house. Passepartout rushing up to Mr. Fogg. Mr. Fogg, we must hurry. Mr. Fogg, what is the matter? Passepartout, I have just found out today is Saturday. Mr. Fogg, Saturday? Impossible. Passepartout, yes, yes. You have made a mistake of one day. We have arrived 24 hours ahead of time, but there are only 10 minutes left now. We must rush to the club. Passepartout then seized his master's hand. All three rush out of stage on the right. Scene 4. Curtain opens to show the card room at the Reform Club. It is 8:20 p.m. on 21st December 1872. There are four gentlemen standing near the card tables. See, here you can see this picture. With the clock, the time also you can see, the date also you can see, and there are four gentlemen who are waiting, right, near the card tables. These are the men who made the bet with Mr. Fogg. They are bankers, John Sullivan and Samuel Fallentin, Andrew Stewart, an engineer, and Gauthier Ras, the director of the Bank of England. All of them are looking at the clock, which shows 20 minutes past 8. One man enters the room briskly. This is Thomas Flanagan, a brewer. Narrator. How was it that Mr. Fogg was so exact and punctual and everything could have mistaken the day? How did he think that he arrived in London on Saturday, the 21st day of December, when it was really Friday, the 20th, only the 79th day from his departure? Now, how did this happen? The cause of the error is very simple. Phileas Fogg had, without realizing it, gained one day on his journey, because he had constantly travelled eastward. In journeying eastward, he had gone towards the sun, and therefore gained 4 minutes for every degree of longitude he crossed in this direction. So there are 360 degrees on the circumference of the earth, and these 360 degrees multiplied by 4 minutes gives precisely 24 hours, that is full one day. Phileas Fogg had completed the journey around the world in 80 days and had won his bet of £20,000. He actually followed the international date line, right? So This year must you might have studied in geography as well about international dateline. And here we come to the end of this chapter.